back again with yet another ChatGPT video here. You guys seem to be enjoying these types of videos a lot. So let's see what it gives us this time. Okay, we got the cosplay challenge tier list. Rank the killers based on how difficult it would be to create a convincing cosplay of them. Alright, starting off here, we got Trapper. Now, honestly, I have seen some people cosplaying as Trapper on Reddit. A lot of people actually. They just wear a mask and then like buy the Trapper bodysuit, I think, which is not too bad. So I guess it's actually pretty easy to cosplay as Trapper. His weapon, I think, as well comes with an outfit, so I don't think it would be that difficult. Oh, I guess A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Wraith. Realistically, I think Wraith would be a lot harder than Trapper to cosplay as, mainly because of the face and the cloak and like even like the bell and his weapon. I don't think you can find them that easily. There probably is some out there, but I'm not entirely sure. So I feel like all around this guy belongs in B tier. Next up, we got Billy. Now, it could be difficult to cosplay as Billy just because of how he is, just because of how his skin is and all of that. I feel like weapon and chainsaw wise, it wouldn't be that difficult to obtain. Weapon is just a hammer, and chainsaw, well, it's just a chainsaw. However, I think it's like similar to Raid, but a lot worse, unless you buy like a full-on like Billy suit or something, like a full Billy outfit. Then maybe you can, but highly doubt it. So I want to put this guy in C tier. Next up, we got Nurse. Now, Nurse wouldn't be as difficult. I feel like all you need to do is like wear a dress and a randomly very bad mask and just pop some holes in it. I'm gonna put her up there in B tier next to Wraith. Next up, we got Myers. Now, this guy is really not that difficult to cosplay as him. It's just a mask and a random black suit, so he's going to go straight up there in S tier. Next up, we got Hag. Next up, we got Doctor. Doctor, mainly the suit is just pretty easy, just a white suit with a tie. But I feel like his face and all the aesthetics that he has would be a little bit complicated to do. So I'm gonna put this guy up there in C tier. Nice. Next up, we got Huntress. Now I feel like Huntress, same with Miles. He's not that difficult to cosplay. I've been seeing a lot of people even by their like Discords like cosplays her a lot because she's very famous for it. So I feel like S tier is where she's going to go. Next up, we got Booba. Now, Booba is similar to Trapper here in a way. It's not that difficult. You just need a mask and, well, a very bad costume. That's about it. With a little bit of a yellow apron or something like that. So nothing too crazy. For his weapons as well, it's just a chainsaw and a hammer. So nothing too insane. I guess A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Freddy. Now, Freddy as well, similar to Trapper and Booba here, is very easy to cosplay as him. It's just a red shirt, black trousers, a hat, and if you want to go all out, you can spend a lot of time doing like his face, or you could just buy a Freddy mask, which is what probably a lot of people would do. So A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Pig. Now, Pig is just a red outfit and a pig mask, so I don't really see how that could be difficult. I guess he's just going to go straight up there in S tier. Next up, we got Clown. Next up, we got Spirit. Now, I've actually seen some people cosplay as Spirit. It's not an exact match. Like, I have seen people getting extremely close to cosplay as Spirit, but I feel like it would be a little bit more difficult to cosplay as her compared to some other killers. I'm going to put her up there in B tier. Next up, we got the Legion. Next up, we got the Plague. I honestly feel like the Plague is a hard killer to actually would cosplay as her. To get the perfect outfit, I feel like you need to spend a lot of time. So I guess C tier is where she is going to go. Next up, we got Ghostface. It's similar to Myers here in a way. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this guy straight up there in S tier. Next up, we got Demo. I have seen people actually cosplay as Demogorgon, like on Reddit or something like that. It's actually a very good job at that. It's not that difficult, but they just buy like a full-on demo costume and that's about it. So A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got the Oni. Now, the Oni, you can definitely find his mask anywhere here. I feel like on Amazon or something, you can easily find it. So not too bad. For the rest of the outfit though, is nothing too crazy. Literally, he just wear like some shoulder pads. He uses a katana. So I don't think this guy would be that complicated to cosplay as. Though I could be very wrong. But I think A tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Deathslinger. Now, this guy is just basically like an old man in a hat. So I wouldn't say it's hard to cosplay as him. It's just you just get a hat, a very old looking hat, and just I guess a random coat. So A tier is where he is going to go. Next up, we got Pyramid. Now, I've seen a lot of people on the Discord server as well cosplay as this guy. He's just a pyramid head, literally as the name states, and a big knife. That's basically it. So I feel like S tier is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Blight. Now, to be honest, I don't think I've seen someone cosplay as the Blight. I feel like it would be difficult to cosplay as him unless you like design his face mask completely. Since I don't think you can actually buy his face mask anywhere, I don't think you can. So it's gonna be a little bit complicated to cosplay as him, I feel like, in my opinion. Then again, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess D tier is where he's going to go. Next up, we got the twins. I don't know how you would cosplay as the twins, since you would need to get Victor. Like, I guess you could just put like a fake Victor image, but that's about it. I don't see how you could easily cosplay as her. Like, fair enough, the hat and the backpack is easy, but to actually get Victor as well with her, it'd be a little bit complicated, I feel like. So I'm gonna put her up there in D tier next to Blight and Hag. Next up, we got the Trickster. I don't think that this guy would be difficult to cosplay as. I feel like a lot of people already do cosplay as him. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this guy up there in S tier. Next up, we got Nemesis. Next up, we got Pinhead. Now, I've seen a lot of people cosplay as Pinhead. Like, when this killer came out, I've seen a lot of people on Reddit actually buy his outfit. So it's not that difficult to actually cosplay as him. It's just literally you get the full outfit. So I'm gonna put this guy up there in A tier. Next up, we got the Artist. Now, Artist really isn't too complicated. I feel like I've seen some people cosplay as her as well. So it's nothing too crazy there. It's just a lot of like random black bits that you need to add, but that's about it. So I'm gonna put her up there in S tier. Next up, we got the Onryo. Next up, we got the Dredge. I have never ever seen anyone cosplay as Dredge. I feel like this guy is gonna be almost impossible to cosplay as him unless you spend hours creating the character itself and then somehow managing to wear it. But I highly doubt you're gonna do that, so I'm gonna put this guy straight up there in D tier. Next up, we got Wesker, and I've actually been seeing a lot of people like cosplay as him. Like, they even have like some prosthetics here for like his tentacle that comes down from his hand. I'm just gonna put this guy straight up there in S tier. Next up, we got the Knight. I don't think I've ever seen anyone cosplay as him. You're probably needing a lot of like prosthetics, and so I'm gonna put this guy up there in C tier. Next up, we got the Skull Merchant. Now, I have seen a lot of people cosplay as the Skull Merchant, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put her up there in A tier. Next up, we got Singularity. Now, if I'm being honest, you feel like if you were to cosplay this guy, you would need a bunch of prosthetics and definitely some animatronics or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy straight up there in D tier. Next up, we got Xenomorph. Now, believe it or not, I have seen like 2 or 3 people on Reddit actually managing to cosplay as Xenomorph. The outfit themselves even said on the Reddit post that it was very hard to create because they have actually tried making it like completely by their own. However, as I said, it did took them roughly about 2, maybe even a month actually. I forgot how much, but it took them a while to create. So I'm gonna put her up there in C tier. Next up, we got Chucky. The one main thing that's difficult about this guy is the height. However, for the outfit itself, it's very easy. I definitely know there's a lot of Chucky mask or something like that. Plus for his weapon, it's just a knife. So it wouldn't be too bad. But for his height, I don't know how you would do that. So I'm gonna put him up there in C tier. Next up, we got the Unknown. I'm not really sure about this guy because he's like how his face is designed, how his neck is. Highly doubt you're gonna be getting it an exact perfect match. However, nowadays you could try to find somewhat similar and then tweak it a little bit, but I'm no expert in this, so I'm not entirely sure. I could be very much wrong. So I'm gonna put him up there in C tier as well. Next up, we got Vecna. I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually cosplay as Vecna. However, if you have to cosplay as him, this guy has a lot of design to him, so it probably would be somewhat difficult to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this guy in C tier. Next up, we got Dracula. Now, this guy is basically just a vampire. There's a bunch of people probably just cosplaying as vampires or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised. This guy, you could just find his whole outfit anywhere. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this guy in S tier. Last but not least, we got the Houndmaster. Now, to fully cosplay this character, you also need a dog. And if you want to go all out, you want to cosplay your dog as well, which I highly doubt anyone's going to do. However, for the actual character itself, I don't think it would be that difficult for her to actually cosplay as her. I feel like it would be somewhat simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her up there in A tier. But anyways, this is my ChatGPT cosplay killer tier list challenge. Some of you are gonna agree with my choices, some of you are gonna disagree. That's always how a tier list goes. Everyone has their own opinion, which is perfectly fine. But anyways, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys.